Bangarang. Man, you want to know what really disappointed me?
Mm-hmm.
What really did me in?
What?
So the I watched episode 1 of season 8 of Flash last night, and
Okay.
and
You're
they've
you're
and they,
you're, you're
what?
lining yourself up for disappointment.
I know, but they've given up, man.
Of course they have. As soon as they started doing lightsabers with lightning, is when they gave up. Like that shit is crazy.
I mean, I'm willing to buy any manipulation of the Speed Force that they're trying to sell me, really, but it's the straight up writing. Like the
Uh,
writing for yesterday for the first episode of season 8 is possibly the worst writing I've ever heard. Like it's really
really
bad.
that bad. Wow.
Like
They've just given up then at this point.
I mean, if it's that's what I'm saying. If it like,
Mm.
it's been bad or it's been not as good. Some would say bad for like the last 3 seasons. That feels like they're running out of things. But like last night, literally felt like somebody like it almost felt like they were holding Grant Gustin, what's his name, the main actor. It almost felt like they were holding him hostage. Like it
Really?
yeah, like,
Wow.
hey, I feel for him because when it comes down to it, like, if you're a TV actor, like, yeah, you might be able to get some other parts, maybe, but nothing's guaranteed when your like tentpole show goes under. I mean, hell, just think of how long well, just think of how many times you've seen actors like really make the cross and become more than just like one episode guest, if you will. Like they
Mm.
have,
Mm.
it's I feel bad for him because I think he like what was it? He started out with Glee. I
Did he?
think I think it was Glee that he was in, and it was some singing something. Like I believe it was Glee, and then he walked right into the Flash, and I don't know, man. Like it feels bad. Like I almost felt like I could see his soul dying in his eyes, but it could have just been me. It could have
I
just
don't know.
been me.
I personally haven't watched it because I've just heard so much about it, how it started off great and then it just slowly deteriorated in time.
I mean,
Um, and I don't want to put an investment into something that I know is going to turn out crappier as it goes along. So,
and I don't want to like downplay it. When they started out the show, oh, it was great. Like actually great. It was a good show.
has the
And
director stayed the same throughout, or is the director changed and stuff?
well, directors, I mean, there's like a directing staff. You mean the showrunner?
Yeah.
Oh, the showrunner, I believe, has stayed the same, but I think it's just DC being DC.
Mm.
Like, I hope so, because, like, yeah, that display last night of absolute just, I don't think I'm watching it again.
It was that bad.
It
Jesus.
really took away all my hope, want to continue watching. Like, because, I
Wow.
mean, let's be real. I could watch the other stuff. It wasn't great, but I could watch it because, I'm a Flash fan. And,
Mm. Mm.
certain nods here and there are enough for fans, But to start out as high as they started and to see it so low, it really is just like, it's heartbreaking. It
Mm.
really is. Like, they're better. They're better than this. I know they are. It's
I mean,
they
I have zero faith in anything DC does, to be completely frank, because they've just, other than like Batman, they've just never really hit the mark for me. They just always seem to get so much wrong. And then
see.
you compare it with Marvel, which I absolutely love. Like, don't get me wrong, this new phase isn't as great as the others, but they get it right with their characters. Like they do the characters justice. And I don't know, it's just DC, it just seems like they just can't seem to get in a good groove with it.
I mean, the only thing that I think has been flawless is probably the new Suicide Squad. The new
The
Suicide
the
Squad
new
was,
one with
yeah,
that starfish thing.
yeah, that James Gunn directed.
Yeah, I didn't
Like,
like it.
wow.
I like
All right.
I liked the first Suicide Squad. I thought that was very, very good. I really, really liked that one. But
Wow, you are
yeah,
completely
I
on the
know.
opposite side.
And
That's
I absolutely hated the new Suicide Squad. I didn't like it at all.
wow. I mean, yeah, okay.
But
Well, I
but
mean
you know,
that's neither here nor there.
I'm not like a true DC fan. I'm like, I'll watch it. I like superhero stuff, so I'll watch it. Whereas when Marvel brings something out, it's like, right, okay, I need to book tickets. They need to be done in advance. I need to get good seats. Like I'm prepared for when a Marvel film comes out. But with DC stuff, it's just like, we'll go see it if we're
I
not
just
doing that.
I just think it's harder for DC to do it just because their lineup of superheroes, they're basically the Greek pantheon. Like they're gods. Like,
Mm,
and they haven't learned like Marvel has. Like, if you go back to the original Marvel things, they were treating them like superhero movies, which everyone loves to say superhero movies like it's a genre, but it's not. Every character fits within a genre.
mm.
And it wasn't until Marvel really hit their stride with that philosophy, like, I don't know if they put it the same, but you can tell. Watch every Marvel movie, not saying good or bad, just watch every Marvel movie up until Captain America 2. When Captain America 2 dropped, that is the golden standard. Because
Mm.
from that moment on, their movies became 10 times better. And why? Because they didn't treat it as a movie with like a superhero. They treat it as like this character exists in the world and this is the story and movie around it. It was basically a spy thriller espionage. Like that's what
Yeah,
it
yeah,
was. It wasn't
pretty much, yeah.
it wasn't that. And then like the only moment that they kind of hit on that before then, I would say is probably, not saying it's great or anything, but the first Avengers, when they were treating Hulk more more like a horror movie, like that whole scene they
Mm.
did with
Yeah, in the
it,
Ducks.
yeah,
Yeah.
in the Ducks, where you see the actual fear in Scarlett Johansson's, well, the Black Widow's face, when it's like, hey, calm down, yeah, it's gonna be okay, it's gonna be okay, we're gonna be okay. Like that scene and her running for her life, like that's when they kind of got to that like horror element Hulk aspect. And but you can see it. It's like, if you, and this is why I think it's such a testament, because like you look at the first, like the beginning of Marvel, which Iron Man, amazing, it was a great movie.
Yeah, the
but
first Iron Man
but
film is
but
flawless.
but even looking at that movie and then seeing what you got in Endgame, it's beautiful. But you look at,
Mm.
but DC hasn't had the chance to do that yet by their own fault. But they haven't had the chance to do that yet, except for with Batman. Like that,
Yeah,
like
like I said,
yeah.
Batman is the only thing that where I'm like, okay, yeah, Batman's amazing. And
See,
like, don't get me wrong, the characters that DC have are amazing. It's just that they haven't done them justice in film. They just don't know how to
they're
to
still making
portray it.
they're still making superhero movies,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
is the thing. As long as you look at it as a superhero movie, you're going to end up with wouldn't it be cool moments
Mm.
instead of story. And yeah, it gets disappointing sometimes. But all in all, it doesn't even matter. Let's get to dreams. Look, it's episode 85 of the Made in Dreams podcast. I'm your host, Mighty Vicious, always with
There you go.
Jamie James. Let me tell y'all guys, it's a little rough today, but hold
Been a
on,
long
okay?
week.
It's been a long week. I don't have hand guards on anymore. Those are
healing.
good.
He's
I'm
getting better.
slowly healing and getting better. We're hif. So today we just wanted to take it. We might not be here for a long time, but we are here for a good time.
Indeed, we
so
are.
we wanted to talk about Dreamscom 22 and a few other things I'll probably get us dragged into, but basically you lead us in. What are we going over today?
So I just wanted to go over Dreamscom 22 with some fun predictions. You know, we did it last time and we were on point with a lot of things. We weren't on point with a lot of things, but this is not like a serious insider information zone. Like we're just gonna have fun with some predictions of what we think we might see, what we won't see, and just see if we can hit any marks this year.
Yeah. So, I mean, I personally am kind of going to bow out on the predictions aspect of it because I feel like there will be more. But I'm not going to lie, guys. Like, while I've been sitting here, like, healing up and all that stuff, I've kind of lost touch. I try my best to stay in. I see what everybody's making still and all of that. But, like, I've kind of gotten out of touch with just the Dreams feel because I feel like I'm waiting on something. I think that thing is PSVR 2, as I've stated before, but I don't know. Like I feel like there's something. Anyway, the point is that the thing is we're here and we're here to talk about Dreamscom. So Jamie, oh, and if y'all have any predictions in chat, as you can see, I've dedicated a whole section for chat to make sure what you say is seen, in case it's too small for some that watch the VOD afterwards. And if you're on the Mighty Vicious YouTube to do so, don't forget to like and subscribe.
Plug, baby!
I'm trying my hand. I'm trying my hand at talking to the YouTube audience because normally I don't care about anything. I'm just like, it's up there. Somebody'll see it maybe. If they don't, whatever. But so that's directly to you, YouTube. Other than that, don't forget that Jamie also posts every episode on every podcast outlet
Every
you could
podcast
possibly
outlet
have.
I can find, like whatever our RSS feed will direct to, I'm pushing it to everything.
Yeah. So just getting that out there. Reminder to everyone. Jamie, lead us off with your prediction.
All right, so I have two categories. I have things that I think we will definitely see, and my fun ideas and wishful thinking category.
I
So,
like it. I like it.
my fun ideas and wishful thinking category is much larger than the things that I definitely think we'll see. So we'll go through the things that I definitely think we'll see this year. First one, there's only two, so it's very short. First one, I think we're definitely going to get an update on Tren. We have literally had nothing. We've heard nothing pretty much since the last Dreamscom. So I think we'll probably get a new trailer and maybe an extended gameplay to sort of see the mechanics a bit more and see what Beachy has been up to. And I think we'll all get a release date for that as well.
I think it will be released.
You think it'll be released at Dreamscom?
I do.
Interesting. I don't think it will be.
That was one of the ones. The only reason I feel like there needs to be something. Like something big. Now, you can't get too out of hand thinking big, and going way out there. But I do think that Tren is the perfect thing to launch that would be considered big by the community. And it's also a game that, I mean, I don't know what state it's in. I mean, I keep trying to reach out to get John on here, but
he's a difficult boy to catch.
He is. But it feels like I feel like it could have been released when they first showed it to us. Like, and maybe that's where I'm.
Yeah.
The reason I say that is because it looked like there was enough done to where, like, it could have been updated. Like, but I don't know if they're planning on releasing it all when it's all done.
Well, considering that it's now branded as an original, I would say that it's got to be fully complete before they release it, like they did with A Bat's Tale, to be honest, because it's coming under that brand now. Like we have this brand of originals now, and we granted we've only had like Art Stream and A Bat's Tale, but based on what we've seen from the two originals we have, they've both been released in a complete state. Don't get me wrong, Tren could be different and it could be continually updated. I mean, we've just had an update for A Bat's Tale that added some improvements and stuff. But I
Yeah.
think as a whole, the game needs to be at an original quality level, not at a John Beach quality level. Like, and that's not to say that John Beach's work isn't quality because we all know the level that he develops at. But there's a team working on it now alongside John, so I think it needs to be at at a different. It needs to look perfect and work perfect. It can't just be released like any other Dream.
Well, I don't. Well, first of all, it wouldn't be released like any other Dream. I mean, it's not like he's making
No,
a
but what?
meme here.
No, 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 no.
I'm
You're
saying,
taking it wrong.
yeah, no,
What I mean is like how John could have released it if it wasn't picked up as an original. It could have easily been released by now as a really small game, and he just adds to it as we go along, like most streamers do. But in the terms of an original, that content needs to be a much more wider. Do you know what I mean? Like a Bat's Tale isn't like a short dream in Dream's perspective. It's not short. I would consider it a full game. It's quite lengthy for Dream's, and I would say the same for Tren. It needs to be, it needs to be full.
I, 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 I hear you. I hear you. Okay, I hear you. I see
I
you.
may be interpreting it wrong.
I'm an ally. Okay, I'm just. The thing is, I'm not. I think you're. I think you're. I think you might be misinterpreting what I mean by
Mm.
complete and updatable. I don't know what they've done. Okay, like I said, I've tried to go to the man. He's hard to capture, and he's at um, all types of
He's a
seminars,
busy
and
guy.
yeah, he's a busy guy. And by the way, Sinak, I did watch the video of the demonstration they did. It's fantastic.
Mm.
So Notre Dame said, I recall someone from telling me they won't release major updates or content during Dreamscom for fear of overshadowing the community.
Yeah, it does make sense. I mean, it
Yeah,
is an
and
community event, so
Alex, yeah, I have seen that they've been dropping the Mega Penguin levels. It's I feel like what we've seen is original quality. Maybe
of
not.
course.
Maybe not the full length of it, but that's what I'm saying. It seems like a game that could drop like Fall Guys, where it's like you and like I said, I know nothing, so this could possibly just be completely off the mark. Don't roast me, kill me. It's it feels like it could have like what we saw and the gameplay involved could have been released, and then updates with different game modes and stuff like that would still be
Mm.
released later, but the original thing would be complete. That's all I'm saying. It's not that I'm saying like release it half cocked. Like maybe the train moves, maybe it doesn't. I'm not talking like that. I'm saying like if it released with a game mode at the fidelity that it had, I would still consider it to be great.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah.
Anything past that point is just added awesomeness, which I don't know how big the game can be, but I don't know. Like I don't feel like I don't from what I've seen and the little hints at what's done, I do feel like you're right in the fact that they want to release like a complete thing. Like they can release it and leave it alone, update it in a year maybe.
Yeah.
Type
Yeah,
things.
that's exactly it. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's just like I don't know, and I do.
You see,
And back to what I'm sorry. Back to what Notre Damon said. I don't know if the community would the community feel overshadowed, because
I know I wouldn't.
my initial reaction is, you know, we all know this is coming. I feel like everyone would be happier to see it than not to see it.
Mm.
So therefore it would be like a pump up for the community, but I can't speak for the community. We are all individuals. So anyway, I've been going for a minute. I'm trying to keep track of chat, but go ahead. You seem like you wanted to add more into your.
I wouldn't say it'd be overshadowing in the community because I consider Dreamscom as Dreams' E3. Like that's pretty much what it is. That's what it's portraying itself to be. And, just because it's a community-based event where they show all the stuff that the community's making doesn't mean that they can't also use it as a spotlight for the stuff that they're releasing. That's not to say they're overshadowing the community because of what they make is different to what they make. It's Dreamscom. It's for everything in Dreams, whether that be what Media Molecule is doing with the program or what everybody else is doing. Like I don't see how that would be overshadowing, but I can understand why they would think that way.
Yeah, and it's just Ninja put it perfectly. MM is part of their own community, in my opinion.
Exactly, yeah.
Side
Yeah.
shadow away, like.
Yeah.
Topaz, sorry, as someone relatively newer to the community, I have to ask a dumb question. What's the point of Dreamscom? Like to show off your work? I could definitely look it up myself, but just wanted to hear you guys describe what it is. Think of it as E3 for dreams. That's how I would describe it. You get to
it literally is.
You get to see what everyone is working on, the projects that are work in progress or about to be released. It gives people the chance to show off trailers for their upcoming games. It's basically E3 for dreams with a little bit more community.
Little bit more. It's
when I say a little bit more community, I say it as a joke because E3 didn't happen because for problems, the reasons we all know. So they had no community, no hands-on events going on.
like
if
what?
You know what I mean?
Is it 2 years or three? Like I can't even remember how long it's been now. How long have we not had E3 for? I know it's coming back next year.
This will be the third year, is it?
Is it? Well, they've announced that it will be, but
yeah, they say it. They say things.
This point,
they said
I'm
it
not
was
even
coming back
sure.
this year.
I'm not even sure it's even needed anymore at this point. To be quite honest, I mean,
they-
apart from the physical people that can physically go there, I don't see the point.
They said
The
it was
world's
coming
changed.
back this year until like 2 months beforehand. And they were like, nope, because remember, it was going to be live,
Yeah.
but then it was going to be digital. But then they were like, nah, we ain't doing it. So I don't trust anything until I start seeing signs that the money has changed hands when it comes to E3. Let me see here. Did you have any other predictions you're gonna go
I
with?
did, yeah. My other prediction that I think we'll definitely see is a new original game announced. Because at this point, Tren, I believe, is the only original like that we're aware of. Because last year it was Tren and a Bat's Tale. And we've had a Bat's Tale. We already know Tren's coming, so there's only one original IP within Dreams that are currently working on that we're aware of. So I reckon they're definitely working on another that they'll be planning to at least announce, like with a really short teaser or something of what it is.
Yeah. Do you think? No, we wouldn't get that. Never mind.
No, go on. Come on.
Well, I was thinking, do you think we'll get an update on A Winter's Tale?
I would say no because that's not directly an thing. Like that's a collaborative thing with like a film company. So if it's where like the original stuff is made by Media Molecule for Media Molecule's Dreams, it's made in Dreams, it's a dream that people can play. It's all harvested within the program itself. Whereas this is they're using Dreams for elements of the film, but I don't think the entire thing is being made in Dreams.
I mean,
as far as I'm aware,
from what I read, it was that's what I was hearing. But
I don't know. I read an interview that said they was using it for elements of the production.
just
I'm not
elements.
too sure.
Well, I still think that's. I mean, let's be real. We made the comparison to E3, so we have to do the Summer Games Fest comparison as well. I mean, The Rock was on Summer Games Fest talking about a movie. So I'm just saying, like, that's still something that could be
It is
thrown out
something,
there to hype the community. because seeing it have an like seeing the use of dreams have an endpoint of use, like,
Mm,
and seeing what that use is on budget, like, I think that's a bonus. I'm not saying that it will happen, but I feel like it's been too quiet. Now, of course, you got to
mm.
make the damn movie. Like, let's that's a
Yeah.
journey within itself. But I feel like it's been a little quiet, and
Mm,
I wouldn't. Maybe it's better for a bigger expo, if you will. But I don't know. It's just been so quiet that I was like,
mm.
maybe they could, maybe. Um, MM
I think
Originals.
if we're gonna see a Winter's Journey anywhere, I think that it would be at the Game Awards. I think that would be pretty fitting there because Jeff Keighley is actually quite a fan of Dreams. He loves what people are doing with it, and I think that that's where, if it was going to be shown anywhere, that's where it'd be shown.
Yeah, yeah, I could definitely see that. And if we are Dreamscom, if we do like keep it to community creations, then yeah, go that's going a little too big for what we're doing. Not that people, not saying that what people do in Dreams isn't, you know, can't be of the same quality or creativity or anything like that. But yeah, I guess you,
Yeah, it's
as you're
just
saying, it just
Dreamscom
fits.
has it. Yeah, it. The point of Dreamscom is for what it is, and that
Yeah.
just doesn't necessarily fit that thing.
Um,
So, do you
I
have any
would.
other predictions that you
Well,
think will definitely happen, or?
hold on. Notre Dame said you think we'll get The Rock at Dreamscom. I would be so happy if, as Ninja said, someone actually sculpted just a rock, like just a rock, not the rock, but a rock, and
Big Rock, yeah.
made it like center stage. That would be the greatest. That would be the greatest thing ever.
Do
Was
you know
just
what would be a great collaboration would be The Rock in Mega Penguin. That would be cool.
yeah, yeah. That would be it. Oh God, if they could get The Rock to, if they could get The Rock to voice The Rock, as in the Rock
The
character
Rock,
of Mega Penguin, that would be just so
amazing. It'd be
amazing. That
so
would be
good.
great. I would, yeah. That's how you do it. That would be awesome. Flogging an energy drink. That would be perfect.
It would, wouldn't it?
Sanak, throw it out there. Get that to the people. Get that to the people that need to know. That need to know. Let me see here. Do you think we will still have Dreamscom in 2024? Yes,
Yeah, 100%.
I do
It's
think
just gonna
so.
get. It's just. I think it's just gonna get bigger every year. Personally.
I think I think a better question would be, will we have Dreamscom in person?
Oh, that is a
That
very
gets
good question.
that gets a little more because like it would be interesting to see if they would put that type of backing
I think
behind it where it's
I think they would, providing that Dreams had enough growth to justify it. I think at its current state, it wouldn't be justifiable. Personally, myself, I think Dreams needs to grow a hell of a lot more before an in-person event that would be, yeah, because it would need to be big, it would need to be grand, just as like Dreamscom is now. But as an in-person event, yeah, the community's got to grow exponentially for something like that. I think it's definitely on the cards, but we just got to get bigger first to make it worth it.
and yes, The Rock did play as himself in Dreams, but he hasn't played The Rock. He hasn't
The
played
Rock.
The Rock. Okay, he needs us. No, I'm just that man does not need anything. Anyway, the Noter said I'd be willing to bet there are less booths this year than last year, which kind of goes into some of the things I've seen, that like the different types of booths that they offered or that they offered this year.
Mm,
And I like that. I like that they have music listening stations. They have the
I do.
stand for something smaller, almost like a exhibit, but not like an exhibit, but not a or how would you put it?
Like an expo booth.
Yeah, it's like a booth, but not one of the larger booths of exhibition. I love that they did that,
Yeah.
which doing so, I think allows them to ultimately maybe not have as many booths, but have it be smaller overall. Like the actual floor, the show floor, be
Mm.
smaller overall, which will make it more manageable, and will make sure that people actually get to see everything that people are putting out there. Like I think it's awesome for them to do like to take the
Yeah,
advice
I
from the
love the
community
variety. Yeah.
and
It's
and,
good
and
to
just
add
offer it.
variety to it. Because
Yeah.
again, some people don't need all that retail space. Like someone may not have a game or content to push in Dreamscom. They just want to make something to add to it. So adding those different size elements and stuff means there's just more variety, and it will make the actual show floor look a bit better because you've got different shapes and sizes and stuff. So it'll just make it look better overall, even. So
Yeah.
I like it. I like it.
Guys, I'm not gonna lie. If you see me making weird faces over here, it's because well, the door was left open yesterday, and we have like two flies that keep harassing me, coming in and out of the room with phasing powers. Like I swear they just got in here somehow, and it's that time of year. So if you see me like quickly duck or like do something, that's why they trying to get me out here. Okay, so yeah, um, uh, I didn't really have anything else as far as like Tren was my big thing.
Mm.
Was like I think that it's possible we could see it, but if they are worried about overshadowing the community and making sure they don't just deflate people, and it's like how am I supposed to stand up next to that? And then I have to agree with you that it could wait for something bigger.
Mm.
And
I mean,
I
they could easily rectify that by showing it post, like, before Dreamscom. Like, they could just put a video up on social media and then they just have their booth there at Dreamscom, like they have their own booths every year in the first level of Dreamscom just to support what they've showed prior to Dreamscom. So
yeah.
there's easy ways to do it if they're worried about that, but
Yeah,
I wouldn't be.
definitely crushed comb. These flies are acting like they own the place. I don't know if y'all saw, but one tried to, dive bomb my eyeball like a few seconds ago. I ain't about it. I ain't about it. But that's okay, because I'll do like I did last year during this time of year. I'll come up with a really detailed plan and start murdering people. Like as far as like I set out traps for the flies. I had different types of substances, like the thing you can make where they land on it, but then they slowly start to sink. It gets kind of sadistic when you're dealing with flies. It really does. But back to Dreamscom. Is there something else you wish that they would put out for people to customize, like just instead of like the music listening stations or the booths or the larger exhibitions, like something else that they put out to customize? Because I was wondering whether or not they'd like use the customized impies that people were making for the impies. Like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
like make those and use them just around the place, or if banners that could be.
Banners would be cool.
That's for next year though. That's Dreamscom 23. That's, that's they've done enough for this time. And I mean, Tom seems pretty hype about
He is, yeah, he's tweeting.
yeah,
He's
like
tweeting, building
tweeting
the
up a
hype for it.
storm. So I asked him because he said it's cool, and I asked him if it was cooler than a polar bear sipping a milkshake in a snowstorm. He hasn't gotten back to me, yo. So I'll wait till he gets back to me. Cooler than a polar
We'll
bear sipping
confirm.
else? Yeah, we'll confirm. But yeah, like I don't know. That I Noter is messing me up with this. Do I think it'll be here next year?
I certainly think it will.
I
What?
my initial reaction is of course,
Yeah.
And then as I'm sitting here thinking about it, he's throwing out how he thinks it'll be smaller. Spicy waffles, what's up, my guy? How he's wondering what the numbers are on the entries. You're putting doubt out here, bro. I'm starting to overanalyze as I do about everything, but I think it'll be here. But if it's my mentality is if it's not, it'll be replaced by something better, like something
My
like
no, I'm going the complete opposite way than you.
oh,
If
oh, oh.
if Dreamscom isn't around next year, then I would be worried about the state of Dreams, to be honest. Because if Dreamscom can go, then that means to say that the Impies can, or Hallow's Dreams can. And if, they slowly start to get rid of all of these community events, what does that say for Dreams as a whole?
I don't think it's I think that's I don't know. That feels a little doomsdayer, like doomsday sayer, like ish
Well,
type
I know.
stuff. Like because I feel like things can evolve. And I think that evolution could be better. Like for instance, if Dreamscom, the Impies, and something else were all thrown together, one big show, I think that could be better.
You think?
I think that it's not something that you could definitely like right now they have it set out where they have multiple things and it kind of keeps the community leading towards like that next thing.
Mm, mm.
But to think that it could all be turned into truly to go back to the E3 concept, the fact that it could be turned all into one show, I think is interesting.
It's
Something
interesting to think about, but I don't think it really works. I mean, the reason why they're separate is because that's just how things are. You have award shows and you have your E3s and your Summer Game Fest. Like, you don't really see awards given out at E3 or Summer Game Fest because, the summer is the time for game announcements, and that's why we have Dreamscom in the summer. It ties in with all the other events that happen in the gaming world within the calendar year. So to try and merge MPs with Dreamscom, it works in the sense of Dreams. Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't really make that much difference, but I think the way that they're doing these events, they tie in with events that happen within the gaming industry, if that makes sense. Like, there's a reason Dreamscom is in the summer, because it
Yeah,
fits in with the gaming calendar.
I mean, I agree
Same
with you,
with the
but that doesn't
MPs and
mean that it
stuff.
can't
No, like I
not
said,
be.
it doesn't mean that it can't be, but I just don't see why they would change that when it ties in with the rest of the gaming world.
I wonder, and I wish we could have like uh, uh, someone in like chat that would answer it for me. But I wonder how much time goes into these things and how that affects other work within Dreams. I would
Hmm.
like to. I don't know. Like that just came
I
to
would say it
mind, but
takes a long time.
yeah,
Takes a lot of work to pull these events off, but I would assume that they have like they've grown quite a lot now. I'd assume they would have a team dedicated to it that's like, they work on whatever they're working on throughout the year, but then their time is cut off for these events. Like, they would all be planned and prepared to fit in with the development time of whatever they're producing. But I would definitely say that it takes an extreme amount of time to put these events together.
well, I don't want to get on this, but I'm going to read through the comments
Hmm.
because MC Alchemist said we'll have multiplayer next year though, which I don't want to
I
go
don't
back into it,
I
but people have made some comments, and
All
so
right, let's go through them then. Let's see.
Entropy said I think the community events are the future of Dreams, especially with multiplayer. And Alex said, imagine online multiplayer Dreamscom where you can chat with other people.
That'd be amazing.
Yeah, those are all
I mean,
things.
I've said it for years that E3, when it was applicable, should have done like a digital event on console. So like there would be a game to download for Xbox and PlayStation, and it's a live multiplayer event. so you can just walk around the show floor like what we have with Dreamscom now, but it's multiplayer, so you have all the other people there, and you can go sit in the auditorium and watch the show, and you can voice chat with people that's next to you and stuff. Like I always said, that should be something that they do because these events are for the gamers, and the majority of gamers can't go to E3, so why not give them the next best thing? Like, we've got that with Dreamscom, but adding multiplayer on top of it would be insane. It'd be what I've always wanted to see.
So MC Alchemist is he's coming through like it was last week with these hot takes.
With the
But
hot takes.
he said if there's no multiplayer by next year, and Dreams is effed. Spicy. Still waiting on my whole ass kid before Dreams multiplayer. Oh man, good memories. Good memories. I don't want to agree,
But he does make a good point.
but I understand why the statement is being made. And I do feel like there is definitely a truth within it.
I would say for the legacy players, absolutely.
I don't know. Like, I feel like, well, you know what? I always talk about how I view this as opposed to like other people, like being that I'm not very interested in game development per se. Like, my initial reaction is Dreams can stay what it is and I'll still be able to make stuff and get it out online. But for gamers, that's not, like, for game developers, that's not the same feel. So I have to check myself sometimes when I react to these. And in that sense, like I said, I completely understand why that statement is made and where the truth in it is. I do believe there has to be some news. There has to be some.
I don't think
news.
you're going to get it at Dreamscom.
No, not at Dreamscom. I see you trying to route us back. We definitely. I don't think we'll get something like that at Dreamscom. Like that's something. Because of what all of y'all have told me, that's something that I could see being part of an E3 like show. Where it's like, hey, we've spent the years creating all this stuff. There's thousands of games you can play. And now we have multiplayer. Like, that's an E3 thing to try to get people
basically
in.
like a re-release.
Well, MC Alchemist says feels antsy over here, especially with a lot of longtime dreamers. I mean, yeah, I get it. I do get it. And it'll be interesting. Maybe we can get close enough to MM where they'll like tell us. So that, like, I'm talking about me and Jamie. So
now that's wishful thinking.
So that we could like, you know, kind of have a scoop. Have a scoop.
The inside scoop.
Be like, guys, we got the inside scoop. They've told us. They've given us the golden information. And you know, we'll just drip feed you all the. No, they would never tell us. They would tell us signing in. That's signing NDA, man. Like I said, it would be cool if we could have leaks. Like there's certain things that we do know, but we can't say anything. But we can't say anything about it. So I would like the green light to go on with a few things that we do and have known. So yeah, but other than that, I'm just trying to get John Beach. I'm trying to get John on here.
It'd be amazing.
Yeah,
what an interview that would be. It'd be incredible.
Just to throw us like a, you know, like, yeah, you guys are doing something. I'll come on the show.
Yeah.
You know, because y'all have done a few things. Yep.
Maybe we'll get him for the 100th episode. Who knows?
Please, sir, just come on the show.
Please, pretty please.
Let's see. Yeah, there are a lot of familiar faces in the community becoming less active. And I say that as someone who fits in that. I mean, I'm just being honest. But it's not because Dreams doesn't offer just as much as I wanted it to. It's because literally I've been going through things.
Mm,
Life got in the way.
it does
But
indeed.
I haven't lost I haven't lost the burn. It's more so like I'm feeling something. Like, and it's my fractured shoulder and my and my other inflammation. But yeah, there are people, it seems, who are kind of dipping away, but I feel like everyone knew that was happening. I mean, a lot of people were pretty straightforward about it. It's like, hey, if I can't have this, I'm a step away and I'll come back when they do. Ninja, what did you do
Fine,
to
you
your
know it's gonna
shoulder?
happen.
What did you do to your shoulder? Um, but I think there's good and bad about stepping away. I know that my time away has it's allowed me to truly recover from my burnout.
Mm,
Like it's like there's no day that I don't do what I'm doing and think, man, when I get back to Dreams, I know exactly what I'm going to work on. Like, I've been thinking about a lot of the projects that I haven't been able to finish. I've been thinking about stories that I need to write and teams I want to build. I've been thinking of a lot of stuff. And, you know, doing that while not feeling like I felt is probably a benefit. So I personally
mm,
think people are doing themselves a favor by stepping away because it stops frustrations from building.
mm.
So, yeah, there's that. There's a lot going on. So, here we go. We have Entropy. I, for one, haven't been releasing nearly as much this year. Yeah. Uh, Ninja broke the collarbone on a mountain bike in '05, then broke the titanium plate in 10. Now it just kind
Ooh,
of floats around.
oh, that's nasty.
Yeah,
Mm.
I fractured mine and I'm recovering from it. But yes, shoulder bros. I'll accept shoulder bros. You much more experienced in the issue than me, but yeah. I know I would definitely have to come up with an excuse if I were to stop using Dreams. The software is rarely the issue. Yeah, and Bo the Grand burnout is valid step away reason. Yes, something you deal with on the regular. Yeah, and I see you're dropping that demo for part two. Why am I going blank again? God, for part two of uh, God, guys, I'm sorry. This is just something's just not right. Yeah,
Uh,
maybe I'm hungry or something. But yes, part two of the last game you put out that I can't think of currently for some reason. Uh,
it's not Gemini, is it?
yes,
Is it
Gemini.
Gemini? Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I kept thinking of the wrong friggin' term, but no, Gemini. Yeah, I saw that you posted about that earlier. Like I said, I'm not out of touch, but I'm just not. I'm not firing at all cylinders. I hope y'all can understand. At least I'm being honest about it. Also, I think my AC turned off, and your boy is start. Yeah, it did. Your boy is out here starting to sweat
And toasty.
like it's the Gangsta's Paradise music video out here. If you're that old to remember. um, let me see here. Even if Dream servers shut down, I'd still be using it. Yeah,
Me too.
that's how I feel about it. Um, so yeah. Anyway, so what else did you? What were your other?
So, my fun ideas and wishful thinking category. Do you think that Dreamscom could be used this year as a way of boosting play? Like, is it time for the push?
Y'all the ones that told me that the push wouldn't happen until multiplayer. So
Just
I,
saying.
but if you believe that the push can't happen until multiplayer, then unless multiplayer gets released at Dreamscom, no, then yeah, it's not time for the push yet.
Mm,
I do think that we're still in the age of building the tools.
mm,
And Bo Grand, I agree. Like multiplayer isn't really a big deal for me, though I do understand why it's important to a lot of people because it's become really important as a staple of gaming. And you know, there's a lot you can do with simplistic multiplayer. By simplistic, I don't mean easy to build. I mean the implementation of it, even if not on the creation side. Just, you know, just a lot of the games that people make, they want them to be multiplayer.
mm.
So, and Notre Dame, and yes, push, great move. Shout out Chris Evans and Dakota Fanning. That movie is amazing. That
It
movie
is a
is
very good
amazing
film.
and one that should get a follow up and never will, to my dismay.
Yeah.
Let me see here. I don't think this is the time for the push because if you're not, because to me, if you're not going to push with what you already have, then you have to be waiting for something.
Mm,
And that's where
mm.
y'all's argument of multiplayer makes sense to me. Where it's
Yeah.
like, yeah, we can't push players until people can play together. There's a multiplayer element or whatever. But like I
Yeah.
said, I don't want to get stuck on multiplayer talk, guys. I don't want to talk about that. I don't want to
Okay.
talk about
All right. All
monetization.
right. All right.
I,
Let's move on then. Let's move on.
yeah.
So, do you think that Media Molecule will release an original that isn't a game? Like, do you think that they would maybe make a short film so that they're applying to more different ways of creating within Dreams? Because at the minute, obviously, everything that they're focusing on is game, but that doesn't mean to say they couldn't make a short film to, appeal to the animators and filmmakers and stuff.
That's kind of where I was getting at when I was talking about A Winter's Tale.
Mm,
Like, I feel like that you have people doing very fantastic work, but it's like, yeah, it's kind of like the thing that could be pushed more that's not. And so I would love for them to do an original that is straight up a short film. Um, there's plenty of people that they could even grab from the community to help make it with top tier quality.
I
But
know, I know you would personally love to see it, but do you think it's something they would do?
yeah, I think it's something they would do. It's just whether or not it makes whether or not it makes the what do they call it, the cut.
Mm,
Because doing something like that, I think, takes longer than doing just about anything else in Dreams.
yeah,
It's a
yeah.
bigger
It is
time
lengthy.
commitment.
Mm,
Yeah, and the details and doing it well. I mean, that's I would say, but you know, I do think it's something they would do, will do, if given the time and the time, air, and opportunity.
mm,
But do I think it's going to be something at Dreamscom? No. I think we would have heard something. Maybe not giving away the whole kid and caboodle, but we would have heard something.
mm.
Like just rumblings of it, I think, by now. But, you know, could be wrong. I would be more than
Who
happy to
knows?
be wrong on this one.
I mean, the thing is they've also removed the in the future section on their Trello board. Like, I don't know how long that's been gone because I don't really keep tabs of the Trello board as much as I used to. So I'm not sure how long that particular section of the Trello has been gone for, but it is gone. Like I checked it yesterday, and the in the future section is no longer there, which is interesting. So it seems like they're being a lot more closed off of everything with what they're doing.
Very true, Bo. He said, to be fair, we don't even know when Dreamscom is dated for this year. Yeah. As far as the future section being gone,
Mm.
it's interesting.
It's strange, isn't it, that that was there. There was a lot of stuff in it, and now it's gone. Because the majority of stuff that was in the future section has now moved into in the works, which is fine. But
Mm.
that whole in the future section is no longer there. It's completely gone. So I find that quite interesting.
Whoa, I hadn't read that. Bodegran said there was something in there about baking text gadgets to sculpts, and that sounds awesome.
I think it's projecting text gadgets.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does sound like it'd be very interesting because obviously all the texturing and stuff that could be applied to that if it's projected, like there's tons of stuff that people could do with that.
Notice, stop it. Notice said almost as if there is no future.
Wow, no,
Uh,
you're on a real down today, aren't you?
yeah, you're really
He's on a
getting
real
yeah,
down.
downer in this. As far as your other question about when are we getting together to talk movies, Noter, I don't know if you're in my personal Discord, but I'm putting together some things. Like it's coming very soon. I think I'll probably start it up after I move, because that's going to be like a month-long ordeal. But once I get set up, I think that's when I'm going to start the other show, where we will talk about movies. And we already set up for the U.S. based Marvel conversation, but we're having to push it back further and further because of upcoming stuff and plans. If you're not in my Discord, I'll shoot you a link after the show. Let me see. Char, for Dreamscom 22, do you think it's going to look mostly like the same style as 21, or will it be a very uniquely interesting style? I think it's going to look different because I think that
Completely
follows
different.
MM's
Mm.
MO.
It follows the track record. It's not going to look anything like last year's, I think. Everything that they've done has always been different every year, so Dreamscom 22 would be no exception for me.
Oh, yeah. Notice getting me down. Like, it's. I think that no matter what, Dreams, I don't feel like is going to die. Because that's basically what you're getting at. That's basically what all this
Yeah,
is
yeah.
going towards, alluding to. It's, you know, and I don't think that a tool that useful will die. Not in the way
Uh,
that, not in the way that, not in the way of of what we think of when we think of like a game no longer having a player base. It's going to have a player base. But here's a question. Just maybe. Here's a question. Do you think we're going to get Dreams added to the new PS Plus for Dreamscom? Or does that also come to a bigger thing when they make the full push?
After your point that you made on a previous episode with like the wall
Yeah.
and how adding it to the collection breaks that wall down where there has to be some type of price there to push the right people to dreams. I'm still stuck on that and I really don't think that it'll be added.
It was a good point, wasn't
It
it?
was a fantastic point and I can't see it any other way now. Like that just makes total sense to me.
So,
So, but
yeah. So, okay.
to go back, I don't think Dreams will ever be as big as I would like it to be. Like as much as I love Dreams and I want it to be as big as it can possibly be, I don't think Dreams will ever get to that point. But I don't think that Dreams is going to die anytime soon.
Oh, okay. Okay. So Noter said, I don't think it's dying. I just don't see it growing. And I think that that's, I, yeah, like I can agree with that or that feeling because I don't have
Mm.
numbers. So I can't confirm either way. But I think it not growing isn't a sign of, it not growing right now isn't a sign of the end all for what
Mm.
dreams will be because it's going to have the early adopters. It's going to have a deflation, and then it's going to have hopefully, that's what we're pretty much talking about. Something that basically gives it its second lease at life. It's as we've said multiple times when we say that, like, this is still the beta. I feel like this is still the beta. And I still feel that way. This is the beta. And when they have everything or enough of the stuff that will make it appeal, that's when we're going to see the actual push for Dreams. Because we haven't seen it yet. Not in my opinion. That's just my.
There's been no push. No.
Yeah. So it's like, I don't think it's. I think we have a period of non-growth for right now. As things continue to get worked out, and then we can look for the push. So that's my thoughts. I do believe, that they're looking for to see if monetization possibilities. I've said many times before, because of the quality, like, the only time I have a problem with monetization, or how would I say, monetization, DLC, most of that stuff, is when you don't give me a complete product out the gate. I think that they could maybe not monetize for everyone, but I think that if Media Molecule wanted to monetize Dreams in their own way, just to bring in more money for the studio itself, I think that's easy as hell. Like, that's a simple thing they could do. As far as monetization for, like, the users, yeah, they're going to be working on that for a while, because it's that literally could hurt more than help, even as much as everyone wants it. If you get too big, you become Roblox or Fortnite. I don't think it's the goal. So not too big is good. Yeah. For now. Will they gonna announce the tip jar? I mean, yeah, but like I said, I don't want to get stuck in monetization and
we've
multiplayer. I just don't want to do it. So, was there anything else?
As far as my list is concerned, no, that's pretty much everything on it.
All right.
Pretty small this year.
Yeah, Sony would disagree. The bigger the better. Maybe. Sony in the past, I could say, wouldn't do that. I mean, you have what's his name? It was like E3 2015 or something like that, where the then head was just like, I just, some things we own just because we think it's good for the industry to have it. And I mean, if that's still the stance, there's no need for doom and gloom. But yeah,
I don't know where I stand on that. I would say that they still have it just because it's good to have it. Like, from Sony's perspective, Media Molecule is just one of those studios where it just helps to have them there. It's good to have the different vibes like that Media Molecule bring. Like, they're completely different to every other studio. With everything that they've made, they've always been about that create, play, share vibe. Like, that's just Media Molecule's MO. Yeah. So I would say that it's just good to have that as part of your brand. So even if doesn't really make money, it just helps. Like, it's just an investment towards their brand.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think they'd be sad if they got big, to answer Topaz back. I don't think they'd get sad if it, like, boomed into a success. And I think it could boom into a success, but it's not. Let me say this in two ways. From what all the arguments that you guys have made to me, it's not ready yet. I completely disagree. But there's a plan. There always is a plan. We'll see. I just don't think, with everything y'all have been telling me of what the game, what the creation engine or game needs, what it currently has, what needs to be there, multiplayer, whatever, for then, like before you can push it, according to what y'all tell me, then, it's not time yet. But it's for like what Dreams is right now is good enough for what it was said to be.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah,
That's
what they said you could do with it, you can do. So
yeah,
that's enough until it becomes something else.
yeah. And so I just think it's too early personally to start getting doom and gloom. Um, Noter, do you have the numbers for Dreamscom? I have to ask because you are making a lot of statements here.
He's very
You,
sad today. Are you okay,
yeah,
bro?
yeah. Like, do you need to join us? Do I need to put you in the guest so that you can join us here and talk out your, whatever's going on? Because we don't know how big or small it is currently. Like, we don't know. Like, oh, there's a lot of sadness. There's a lot of
There
sadness
is.
going
It's
on
a lot
here.
of doom and gloom today with Noda. There's a lot
Yeah,
of doom and gloom.
but Noda just knows a lot about small things. Hey, it is what it is. It is what it is. I mean, Noda might have the scoops that we don't have.
He might. This is the
Yeah,
thing. He might know all the insider stuff, and he can't tell us. So he's just hinting towards everything. Who knows?
he's just
Who
like,
knows?
but what if it's not?
Mm.
Trying not to spoil anything, but yeah. Oh, so Jamie, like I said, we probably wouldn't be here for a long time, but a good time.
Mm.
But is there something else that you just want to talk about? I try to now do. He said I don't have the numbers, but I have looked through entries. Okay.
All right. Okay. That's
What's
fair.
our random topic for this week? Because I told y'all I was gonna start
Mm.
introducing random topics that are just like I don't know, like a de-stress time, like where we get off of talking about dreams, we talk about the other things that inspire us, maybe even in our dreams or our storytelling. So, jamming, is there anything
Mm.
that you want to bring to the table?
It
Other,
it depends. Have you played Death Stranding?
no, I have watched a lot of it be played.
Okay, you need to play it. I think it's a highly underrated game. Like I literally finished it like an hour ago, well, a couple of hours ago, and I absolutely loved it. And I didn't think I would. It's part of the PS Plus thing, like the new subscription thing that they've done. So I thought, I'll give it a go, see what it's like. And I think it's one of the most underappreciated games of our time. That
Yeah,
like the story, everything about it, like, and don't get me wrong, like you are literally a postman, like you are delivering packages across America, but the way that it's done and like the way that the story entwines with that, it's just perfect. I absolutely loved it, and I was really shocked by it, and I think you should definitely add it to your playlist.
um, see, that's the that's pretty much what everyone says when they finish it. The only problem is how many people are gonna finish it. It's like,
I mean, yeah, it took me 34 hours to go through it, but for the most part, I enjoyed the majority of it. There was some parts where it was like a massive cargo trip, and it was like, oh my God, like I've got to walk through so much grass to get to where I need to go. But it's
touch
just
grass.
it's just the way that it was created. Like the idea on paper sounds terrible, but the way that it's delivered, pardon the pun, was was brilliant. And I think that it is literally a genre-defining experience.
Huh. I mean, like I said, that's what I hear from everyone who actually finishes it. The people who are just like, I touched it for an hour. It's a walking simulator.
No, yeah,
Yeah, they
you've
they
got to see it
they,
through.
they basically didn't make it to the game.
Yeah,
So
you've got to see it through because that ending is just oh, so good. Like the ending is worth playing like the 30 hours to get to the ending because like the ending is like 2.5, 3 hours long. Like it's crazy, but that ending is just so on point. It's so perfect. The way that it just wraps everything up, and there's so many twists, there's so many turns. Like my wife has sat with me through the whole gameplay and watched it because she loved the story, and it just has you questioning yourself so much for like 2.5 hours. It's just insane. It's so good. You have to play it.
I have quite a few things I gotta play before I get to that.
Mm.
Like currently, I've been working on actually finishing up Ratchet and Clank because I got like
You're
half.
only just finishing
I
that.
know I'm not
Wow.
finishing it yet. I'm working on finishing it. I talked about this on episodes of the podcast. Like
I know.
everything that I bought between when Dreams came out to now, I would play them for about 2-3 hours, and then I would go back to Dreams and never touch anything again. So I'm going back through everything now, even picking up a few other things like Outer Wilds, which people were,
Mm. Mm.
telling me I needed to play. So I have that sitting in the queue. That'll probably, I'll probably play that one on stream actually. So look forward to that. But I needed to finish Ratchet and Clank. Um, I needed to finish Kana.
Mm. Mm.
Um, uh, towards the end of Cyberpunk.
Oh, I
Uh,
haven't even put a dent into Cyberpunk. I played it for like a couple of hours, and that's about it, really. I haven't really touched it.
yeah, I've really. I'm sorry. Don't hate me. I really like it. Um, I did not buy it until they put out like the huge update that fixed
Mm.
most
Yeah, same.
things.
Mm.
But yeah, what I've seen so far I like, and I'm gonna be putting it to the test because y'all have all heard me talk about first person shooters. Okay, y'all know I'm kind of out of the loop. I don't care about them anymore. So I'm like trying to play the whole game without like just hacking. That's all I want to do. I want to hack everything, every enemy. I don't want to shoot a gun.
You want to watchdog it?
Yeah, don't say that because watch. Don't say that. Don't bring that game into this.
Oh, I know.
Um, um, oh no, my lordy, forgot they fixed it. Yeah, see that's what I'm saying. Like I didn't play
Mm.
Cyberpunk when all the issues were going down with it because, as I told you all y'all before, I don't trust anybody. If I wait for the game to come out, if I hear that you're doing underhanded, dirty practices, I don't give you the money. But a lot of my friends were like, "Yo, people are blowing this way out of the frame."
Mm.
Like they were like, "I played the game, I loved it." Like more than a few of my friends played it and liked it from the get, but I was like, "Nah, they're not going to give full price. Not for me.
Mm.
That's not going to happen." But I did want to see what the updates. People were like, for the most part, it's okay. So yeah, yeah. I haven't come across any game breaking. Well, I haven't come across any bugs so far while playing it. No glitching or anything like that. But knock on wood. Knock on wood. Um, we got we got God of War coming.
Oh, yeah, we finally have a release date as well, which is good.
Yeah, I mean, why do people get so upset about things like that? To the point where
What do you
like,
mean?
well, people were
We're upset that
literally,
there is no release date.
yeah, like people were like really going after the developers
Yeah,
and
they
and,
to
and
the
messaging.
point where Santa Monica Studio had to put out like a statement. Like, did you see the statement that they officially put out about it?
Yeah, yeah,
Like, literally saying, "Stop harassing our developers. When we're ready, we'll tell you crap."
yeah.
Like that, it's crazy that it has to come to that point
Uh,
where they have to put out an official statement. It's wild.
yeah, it's just what I mean. There's a lot of, and I'm not trying to make a joke here, guys. So that's pay attention to what I'm saying. There's a lot of mental illness out here in the world, and there's also a lot of immaturity. And this is one of the reasons, like when I told y'all that a lot of times I don't consider myself a gamer because I've been surrounded by what I would consider to be real gamers. But this is one of those moments where I'm glad I don't, because through business you have to have a little more tact than I would have with people. I would I would not be the person that you that you would put up front, because literally I would just start going after people. Like that's just my thing.
Yeah.
It's like
I mean,
people need to understand that. Okay, my League of Legends name is it's just a game, bro. That's how I feel with like should be this like how people should feel with like regards to this. It's like you want to get mad at a company not telling you every single little plan they have. Or you could just sit back and be like, yo, I'm gonna do something else until I get my answer. Like, does God of War mean that much? Does it mean that much to someone?
it's right. It is
that
true.
you have to make death threats,
It's
send
just
send vulgar pictures, all that stuff. It's just it's not a good look. It's not a good look. And already you have, you know, they don't depict the gamers in the best of light most of the time,
mm,
unless
mm.
it suits some pseudo, scapegoat. But that stuff really just doesn't help the cause, guys.
It's
It's just
just
not saying anybody here was doing it, but
it's
just
social media though. I mean, it is what it is. You have the console war people, you have the fanboys, and you mix all that with social media, and this is what you get. They're just. It literally felt like Sony was bullied into releasing that date. Like, I would have thought there would have been like a state of play, and that would have been like the grand finale for the state of play with a new trailer and a release date to build up the hype. It really does feel like it was forced out of Sony to put a release date out.
I don't think it was forced. I think that's what those people who complained would like to think, is that it was forced. But I
Yeah, but
also believe that Sony's not gonna. What has always been the game? We give you time to work on your stuff. You put it out when it's ready. I don't think they would sit there and be like, "Hey, nah, you only have until November 9th." But it's the fact that it was put out that people now sit back and think, "Oh, my complaining, my bitching did, like, yeah, we forced this. This is a victory." It's like, no. It was, first of all, it was rumored for November a long time ago. It was
yeah, but
rumored for
don't. Yeah,
November a
but
long time ago, but the thing is you're not going to drop the same reason Forspoken now isn't coming out this year is the same reason that we get the announcement now. They don't want to be released next to God of War. That's the whole reason. They don't want to be released next to God of War or like the infamous Titanfall release, where Titanfall released between Call of Duty and Battlefield.
yeah, that's just asking for
And
trouble.
it's the same thing. Like November was always rumored to be the release date. It's not because people sent a bunch of vulgar pictures or cursed out a few devs. Like I don't see a company, if anything, and this is why probably I wouldn't be in control, but if anything, it would make me not want to give you the information. Be like, let's burn out all that dead weed or all that dead wood, and
I gotta say though, I am surprised with the way that they announced it because, like, this is their biggest game of the year. It's like, the holiday season game for them. It's a massive IP, and to release the date the way they did, I think was was strange. I thought we would have got a state of play announcing, like, some other games and stuff or updates
bro,
on them, and that would be at the end like a big
bro,
hype up thing for it. It
it's
doesn't need
it's
it. Like,
bro, it's July. We still have
yeah.
many months to get a state of play for God of War. I mean, everyone's been saying, yeah, they will. But real talk, what was the last big release? Um The last big
Was
release,
the
like
Horizon, wouldn't it? It'd be
yeah, and Horizon, they didn't even do a release until the week before or 2 weeks before it came out. So it's still on track with how they've been doing their showcases and state of plays. It's July. We have time for them to have their big showcase blowout. Like, I don't know. I just don't see it. But I do like what Johnny Biscotti said. Said same reason why we can't have an in the future section on Trello.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it does. Yeah, it makes a point. Very good point.
So and
People just
yeah,
use it.
the creator of Monkey Island's been catching it too. Like where they just came out and said, "Yeah, now we're not going to tell anybody anything about the game until we're ready to show." Like because people just were like, "It's not the exact same game I played years ago." Ah, complain, bitch, moan. Like, come on, guys. Like that's the type of stuff. That's the type of stuff that makes me just be like, yeah, I don't even want people to say I'm a gamer. Like I don't want to be like, and which really bothers me because my brother always calls me one, and I'm just like, I don't. I feel like I have too many qualms with the main industry, the mainstream industry, to sound like I'm a gamer. Because I have a problem with a lot of stuff. But you gain points if you can make me love you, and
Ooh,
that's why dreams
Quizm
exist.
Quizm brought up something I forgot to mention. 2000 picks. We've reached 2K.
Yeah,
Crazy stuff. 2000 picks. That's
yeah,
amazing.
it's a hell of a catalog to push.
It certainly is. And I can guarantee I've not played all 2000, so now I need a playlist of all of them, and I need to play through every single pick.
They posted it. I mean, they've had them for a while.
Yeah,
Like,
I know.
but they
I know. I just need to get through it.
then get on it, brother. What are you
I
waiting
know.
for?
That there's a lot of stuff to get through on it though. The problem is when I get on Dreams is I like most people, I at the minute I'm not playing, I'm making. So like
Oh,
I used to play a lot, but since I've started like my Logic journey, I every time I jump on Dreams now, it's to do that, and I can't seem to get away from it.
hey guys, we got the online content editor for Media Molecule following on Twitter.
Hey,
Hey, hey, Liam, come on the show, bro. Come on the show. That's first and foremost. Come on the show.
yes,
Love to see you. Love to see you. Yeah. So, well, that all started from Death Stranding.
it did indeed. That's how we roll.
Yeah, yeah. I don't want to get back into my disappointment into the Flash
No,
television show.
no, we do
So,
not. Let's wrap it up here then. I think we'll see what everyone's chatting about, and we'll wrap it up for the day.
think I'm gonna send y'all over to Duplex Man.
What's
But
he up to?
yeah, 2K MMPix is a nice stat entry, and I think it does sell the value, and it's just one of those things. Like I always said, it's the community knows. I don't think the world knows yet,
They
but
will.
but they will.
Mm.
And that's the whole point of doing things like the podcast and trying to get this fly. Anyway, trying to get the word out and showing people. He landed right on my finger. Like how on the finger on the mouse. Like how
He's teasing you.
How
Yeah, I know.
disrespectful do you have to be? Like I'm actively using that finger, and he's just like, I'm on your finger. Deal with it.
What are you going to do about it?
Well, I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna kick this. I'm gonna deal with him as soon as we're done. As soon as we're done. Spicy, miss you too, man. I'm still in Discord.
We're still
me, bro.
alive.
Yeah, the disrespect out here is real. But yeah, we're still going. We will continue to go. I'm telling y'all now because, or reminding you guys, when I have to go through this move, which probably will be in the beginning of August, we might miss a few weeks.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be a complicated move. But other than that, we'll be back. We'll always be back.
We will. We're not
Yeah.
going anywhere.
So with that, let me start the raid for Duplex. And any last words y'all got? You should put them out right now. Raid channel, Duplex Man, start raid. There we go. There we go.
My last words is for Noto. Feel better, bro. Whatever you're going through. You're a bit sad today.
Yeah. Okay, who brought up Ratatouille?
Oh no.
What's happening with this fly? Bro, stop it. Stop it. Ratatouille is. I hate that damn movie.
You didn't like it?
No.
Why?
Now,
It's fun.
mind
fun
you,
film.
when I say I don't like it, the art was fantastic. The animation was beautiful. I'm sorry if I come off a certain way when I say this, but no, I'm not gonna say it. I'm not
No,
gonna
no,
say
I need to hear it now. Come on. I need to hear it before we close. You got to end with this hot take.
The premise itself, I just did not like. I did not like. I'm just going to say it that way. The premise itself, I did not like, and I thought was better. Oh, there was some movie that did a riff on it recently. It like their take of it was better to me, like than that. But yeah, Ratatouille. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Ratatouille. That was amazing.
Ratatouille.
Anyway, we'll catch you guys later.
All right.
Peace.